Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Turnbuckle Studios, the Boar's Nest, and CBRS Entertainment bring to you another exciting episode of the Wednesday PlayStation Showcase with your hosts. He is Chris Best. I am OMD. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, and quite literally we mean that today. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, that's right. We are playing a game that both you and I are pretty much obsessed with. That's MLB The Show 24, and we're going to go against one another in Home Run Derby. You're going to see my footage of the game, but you will see what Dan, or OMD, sorry, is doing in the game as well. So we're going to go play online here. I'm going to pick my batter. I don't even know who I want to go as. Yeah, I'll go as Griffey. And you said before the show you want to try the Rogers Center was one of the arenas. I remember you said you wanted to try.
I do.
So we're going to do that. The Rogers Center, of course, are pretty much our home stadium.
Yep.
So we're going to go there and then play with friends. I'm going to create the lobby. And then I'm going to send you the invite. You should see the invite.
I just got it. I'm not sure how to accept that. Sorry, from my angle, it is hard to actually see. Where I get an invite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to play with friends. And
there you are.
Right there.
So you are playing as one Mr. Jeff, not so buff, Bagwell.
That's right.
All right, so what is a square to launch into it? Now, how many of these derbies have you done? I didn't quite get a look at your stats there. Oh, actually, yeah. Go ahead and answer my question there.
It was at 188, and my home run record in a round is 26. And my longest ever home run is 539. I don't expect to get that in this stadium, but
no, because I think the max you can get in this stadium, or that I've gotten in this stadium, was like 450.
Okay. So yes, you'll see the Mr. Best's at bats, but you will see our balls. Yeah.
Yeah, here red on my screen, and I just hit a foul, and you just knocked it way down deep. And look, we made a V.
We did.
So of course I'm playing as
or the head of the ram for those that are into zodiac signs.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that there's no stamina in these. So I sometimes switch up my hits. Because when you're doing Road to the Show, the way you hit the way you swing the bat affects your overall stamina in the game.
Right.
Or in the game that you're playing.
Right. And we'll see the Road to the Show
on next week's episodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, yes, in the online, there is no stamina for the home run derbies.
No, and I just actually got through the All-Star break on Road to the Show, and your stamina, yeah, you have to watch your stamina when you're playing the home run derby in the All-Star break.
Yep. If you play the home run derby offline as well, there is stamina.
Oh, is there? I haven't tried it offline yet, and I really want to because of what you had said about some of the classic stadiums not being available for online play, which kind of annoys me. Because for real, I would love to do a home run derby in the old Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
Actually,
There
if
are
there's
some
one classic,
stadiums that I've tried where you would
mm-hmm.
think because it's open air and you can get a jet stream, you might hit some better ones. But no, really, the best stadium, if you're looking for distance and to crush, is Coors Field in Colorado.
And yeah, and that's a tip that you got from me.
That was a tip I
Because
discovered on the show 22.
well, okay, it was okay. So yeah, it wasn't you that I gave the tip to. It was Bubba that I told about that. And I'm just hitting line drives right now, apparently. So you can see that I'm still quite a rookie at this. OMD isn't.
No, no, I do 1 to 2 home run derbies a day.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do too. But then, like as I said, the meat and potatoes of the game for me is the road to the show. But I
Right,
also want to check out the storylines mode. That one seems pretty intriguing.
right. And for me, I always do the franchise. So I run and play through a regular season.
Yeah,
I
and
make the trades and
that's the other thing I want to do too is the franchise mode. But I haven't figured out which team do I want to take to the World Series. I may go with my team, which is the Blue Jays,
right,
but I may try another team. Maybe a team that I wouldn't even think about,
right,
like maybe the Cincinnati Reds or something like that.
right. Um, I think if I wasn't using my Astros, and yes,
hmm
even being a Canadian living in Sault Ste. Marie in Northern Ontario, I am a Houston Astros fan.
Well, that's actually the beauty of like where we live is we don't necessarily have to be tied to a sports team. I mean, yeah, Toronto is the only Canadian MLB team, but that still
Yeah,
doesn't mean that we have to be tied to them because we're close to them locally.
right. Um,
I mean, because for the longest time, I'll flat out admit I was a Red Sox fan,
you're
and that's
fired. Um,
okay. But there's a good reason behind it. I liked watching Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz play.
right. And see, I'll be honest with you. If I was going to do that, I would go back even further because there were players on the Red Sox that I absolutely loved, like Wade
hmm
Boggs.
Right. So it was more of me being a fan of the team because I was a fan of the players. You know,
Right,
like Jacoby Ellsbury was another reason why I enjoyed the Red Sox as well.
right.
But before we get into the next game, I've actually got some PlayStation news here, and this is
Sure.
in regards to the next set of games coming to PS Plus Premium. There's quite a list here, and there's one game that I'm excited about that unfortunately I can't play, and that is the Plucky Squire, which is kind of like well, I'm just going to read what it says here. The Plucky Squire follows the magical adventures of Jot and his friends, storybook characters who discover a three-dimensional world outside the pages of their book. When the malevolent Hump Grump, that's such a funny name, realizes he's the villain of the book, destined to lose his battle against the forces of good for all eternity, he kicks the heroic Jot out of its pages and changes the story forever. Jot must face challenges unlike anything he's ever seen if he is to save his friends from Hump Grump's dark forces, uh, and
Interesting.
and restore the book's happy ending. So in this game, you can jump from a 2D platformer adventure style game to straight up 3D platformer. That's the interesting part of this. Another game. This one's a really strange one. It's a game called Under the Waves. It's coming for both the PS4 and the PS5. Um, you are it's set in a techno futuristic 1970s. So it's the future if you were born in the 70s, essentially.
Right.
Um, you are a professional diver whose name is Stan. He's struggling to overcome a life changing loss and embrace a new future. A love letter to the oceans under the waves invites you to dive into a gorgeous underwater world brought to life in a poetic blend of cinematic visuals and poignant storytelling. Live a gripping story through Stan's eyes and guide him through an unforeseen series of events. He's basically a dude who goes to live in the ocean after like everything went to crap for him, you know.
Right.
Um, the next game is a game called Night in the Woods. It's about a college dropout whose name is May Borowski. She returns home to the crumbling former mining town of Possum Springs, seeking to resume her aimless former life and reconnect with friends that she left behind. But things aren't the same. Home seems different now, and her friends have grown and changed. Leaves are falling, and the wind is growing colder. So there's just a bunch of strange things that are happening in her town. She's got to figure out what's going on, you know?
Yep.
This is another one that kind of intrigued me, and I need to see some more footage on this one. But the next game is Chernobyl Light. It's a science fiction survival horror RPG, and already those three words, survival horror RPG, got me hooked.
Chernobyl Light is a game I briefly tried because there was a trial available.
Mm-hmm.
When I downloaded it to try it, it was only a 1 hour trial, so I played for all of about 5 minutes, but it did seem intriguing.
Yeah, that's the thing that intrigues me because it basically takes place like almost minutes after the Chernobyl disaster,
Right.
and you're obviously forced to go in and explore Chernobyl. You find all these like twisted creatures and things like that were affected from the Chernobyl
Yes.
disaster. Um,
Similar games to that would be the Metro series,
yep,
which
I got Metro vibes when I saw the trailer for it.
I have the first two because I bought the Metro Reduxes.
hmm
Uh,
I have those on PS Plus. I got access to play those.
as well. Recently, I've just picked up the Stalker Legends of the Zone trilogy. And just the other day, as I am preparing for its launch in November, Stalker 2,
Yeah,
which I'm hoping is going to be a little bit more of a campaign. I really do need to get into and try and play a little more of the first Stalker Legend of the Zone game
yeah,
and get more into it.
yeah. That it seems intriguing. Like I said before, because all these games are going to be made available on Tuesday. I think they said.
Right.
Um, I'm gonna definitely watch more trailers on Chernobyl Light to see if it's worth putting it on the show here. But here's another one that really got me excited because it so reminds me of a classic football game that we were talking about off stream just a couple of days ago. We've got another game called Wild Card Football coming, and it totally made me think of NFL Blitz when I watched the
Wow.
gameplay footage. It's like NFL Blitz meets Mario Kart if Mario were playing football. There's a lot of wacky power ups, wacky things you can do, but it's still a football game, but it's really really arcadey. I really want to try it. It's a simple pick up and play style game. There's no like advanced kind of stuff like we would get in like your Maddens or your college
Right.
football games.
Well, I know we had it quite a while ago on the Xbox. I don't believe it's still available, and it was a remastered Tecmo Bowl.
I would love to play Tecmo Bowl again. I really would. Actually, Tecmo, if you're going to do anything, please bring back Tecmo World Wrestling, please. That was a fun game. This other one, though, this one kind of intrigues me as well. This is a game called Space Engineers, and the entire game is just you live in space and you build spaceships. And I think that's kind of intriguing.
Yes, we've
That's
had a number of simulators like that as well for the Xbox. Again, not something I've ever really tried to play.
no, I feel like this is a game that you would have to set aside a couple of hours to play.
Right.
But it seems intriguing. Again, I got to see more of the trailers because it didn't receive a lot of promotion when it first came out, as they were saying over on PlayStation Grenade, because that's where I get my PlayStation news on YouTube.
Right.
But this next game, because I read it right here on the PlayStation blog. This next game seems really intriguing based off what it's loosely based on. The next game is called Road 96, and it's a road trip story video game, but it's got Quentin Tarantino and Coen brothers vibes to it.
Wow.
And if you're gonna throw down those directors, there's
Right.
gotta be something interesting about it.
Yes.
For the kiddies out there, and this is a game I'm probably not gonna play, but I'm sure maybe your son would play it if he had a PS4. But Ben 10 is getting a game on PS4 as well.
It's that's something we've had
Hmm.
already.
Yeah, there's a number of games I've seen out, but this is straight up. It's just straight up Ben 10. I don't know much about the series, but good on them for getting the series. But the big
Yep.
game that I'm excited to see come back, and I was telling you about this beforehand, and you said you're not too big a fan on these games,
No.
but Far Cry 5 is coming back. Far Cry 5 is probably the least voted for as far as favorite Far Cry games out there go. Far Cry 3 still being tops, but Far Cry 5 does have its moments, and I'm looking forward to going back into the game. I played and beaten it. Now there's also some classic titles coming, some VR2 titles. Pistol Whip for the PSVR2. Not too familiar with that one, but it looked interesting.
Okay.
From the PSP era, and I'm actually glad that this game is coming back because I did get to play a demo of it on the PSP.
Right.
Secret Agent Clank from the Ratchet and Clank series is
Right.
coming.
I do remember the game, and yes, believe it or not, I at one point did own a PSP.
I miss my PSP. I really do. I still have all my PSP games. I just don't have a PSP.
Oh wow.
Sky Gunner. This one actually looked pretty interesting too. Sky Gunner coming as well. It's a 3D person combat flight sim type game, kind of like Ace Combat, but a little more cartoony.
Okay.
And then this little strange game, a former PS2 game, a game called Mr. Mosquito. It's basically a mosquito simulator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um, but yeah, those are the games that were coming. It's a little bit light on the game selection, I would have to say. Far Cry 5 is probably the biggest game that's coming,
Yes.
and the Plucky Squire. But yeah, I'm intrigued. And what do you say we get back into some more baseball?
Let's do it. I am looking because there was something I heard today, and I'm trying to see if I can find it again because I cannot remember the gentleman's name.
While you're
But
doing
in
that,
the,
while you're trying to remember, give me a stadium that you want to go to.
I've already sent you an invite.
Oh, did you? Huh. Okay.
me to do it again?
I think you do because I was still in the home run derby thing last time. There it is.
All right.
Okay, I just got to pick my batter. You know what? I feel like juicing up, so I'm going to go as Mark McGuire.
All right. Oh, and
Oh,
he's going home.
I totally forgot. He started his career with Oakland.
Yes, he did. But we lost one of the original artists for one of the X-Men cartoons today, and he was not much older than me. I was
Yeah.
born in 78. He was born in 71.
Mm-hmm. I can't recall the guy's name too, but send her to rest in peace because really, if it wasn't for that X-Men cartoon, I don't think I would have been into X-Men as hard as I did become into them.
Right.
Another passing though that we really should bring up too because of our nerdgasm, the original voice for Splinter from the 1987 series. The voice actor for him passed away on Monday, was it, or was it Tuesday? It was,
Yesterday, I believe.
yeah, it was Tuesday because you told me that day, and it was literally the day after I watched an interview with him
Right.
talking about being
And
Splinter.
let's not forget our condolences to the family of the legendary James Earl Jones, who passed away earlier this week as well.
Yeah, and here's the thing that I've discovered about that. He takes over a good chunk of my movie and TV collection.
Oh,
he's
yeah?
he's in a bunch of the stuff that I have.
From the voice of Darth Vader to Mufasa to I can't even
Um,
remember.
I can't remember his name, but Kevin Costner's friend in Field of Dreams.
Yep.
Um, I mean, yeah, Field of Dreams makes sense because we're playing baseball, right?
Yep.
There's another stadium that they really should add in this game is the Field of Dreams Stadium.
That would be cool.
I would also add the Sandlot Stadium.
Yep. But they do play an annual Field of Dreams game every year.
I know that, and that's why I think that the stadium should be in both the stadium that they use for the game and the stadium that actually appears in the movie should be in this game.
Yep. This one's a little more even of a home run derby.
Well, I literally, like I said, I did a series against Oakland this afternoon, so I kind of already have my kind of have a feel. I've got a good feel for this stadium already.
Right. And just a note to everybody, Bubba Duke will be back again tomorrow, returning to his regularly scheduled programming, having been down most of this week with a bad tooth.
All right.
So I am looking forward to doing the Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke tomorrow night.
What game do you guys have on the docket then?
I believe we are going to be continuing with Atlas Fallen, but I'm not sure. I may jump into that tonight again after the show. I don't know. I know we are potentially discussing some after hours gaming.
Yeah, Bubba wants all three of us to play some baseball.
Okay.
So all three of us in a home run derby, that'd be fine.
Yep.
Hmm. The only thing I have to figure out that I have to get down pat is my timing of my bat swing still. As we both hit line drives out to second.
Yep. I crushed
Yep.
the foul ball.
I sent it out to left center. I have been eliminated. I lost, obviously.
How were you already eliminated when I still have 15 seconds to go?
I don't know. But literally, I was looking at a "you have been eliminated" screen while you were still
I saw
playing.
that. I saw that.
Which that's fine because I'm actually, I'm a person that I don't care if I win, I don't care if I lose when I play, as long as I'm having fun.
Right?
That's always been my problem with competing with people online is you always get these dickwads who get mad because they lost.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
either
whatever, dude.
rage quit or they'll just, disrupt your game because, okay, I'm getting my ass kicked. And then, of course, you get the other dickwads on the other side of it who, oh, I'm crushing everybody and nobody's going to stand a chance.
Oh, those are the ones that I just flat out dominate.
Right?
So go ahead and send the next invite.
Okay.
No, there was a guy like that because as soon as you said that, I remembered a time on GTA Online. I used to go in online and just do the races because the races had good payouts
Right.
at one time. And there was this one guy who would just come in and he's like, "Everybody here's a bitch, and I'm gonna win." And literally, those like would be the words he would say, and then I would show him up.
Right.
I would literally seek him out in the pack and then crash his car and then take over the win, and he'd end up in last.
So I am actually trying to find a new batter that I'm going to attempt here.
Ooh. I may try going as one of my favorite current batters.
Okay. And then I think we should give the people a bit of a taste of slugging. And we take this to Colorado.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I can't find another batter, so I am going back to Mr. Bagwell.
Okay, I might change it up to one of my favorite batters of all time and give him one more shot at being good with. And I am talking about the person great considered the greatest batter of all time. I'm talking Babe Ruth.
Okay.
I know that I have never experienced a Babe Ruth game live, but I can say that I found online some of Babe Ruth's games on in radio broadcast.
Right. So, okay, and you're not far behind me in terms of distance here. I struggled when I attempted to use Babe Ruth.
Yeah, well, the one thing that I struggle with is his batting stance because he does this like lift and it's like kick with his foot, like he's the Rock before he's about to stomp somebody.
Right.
But I'm giving him another shot.
Okay. Oh, I guess I got to launch the game. That's the one thing I'm not used to doing with the playing with friends. I'm waiting for the countdown.
Oh, yeah, me too. I wait for the countdown and then I wait for somebody to leave or everybody to arrive, as it says.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I wish with these classic players, I wish that they would show up in like a classic version of the uniforms that they wore
Right.
for the teams that they played. So, like for Babe Ruth, it would be either the Yankees or the Red Sox. You know,
Yep.
I thought that little looper was about to go over.
The one goal I have at this stadium, especially when I hit them right near the scoreboard, is I want to try and hit the clock, but it never happens.
I just accomplished the one goal I wanted to. Oh no, I didn't. Never mind. I wanted to see if I can get the ball over the scoreboard.
No, it's not one that's easy. I've never been able to do that here. I have hit it over the tops sign in left, and that's where I've actually hit my second longest home run at 538. My
Yeah.
539 was almost directly to where I hit it the last.
Oh, I hit the foul pole on that one. Now, one of my favorite batters, I really, maybe I should look deeper, but one of my favorite batters so far I have not seen in this game. And he's a player who finally got his induction a few years back, his Hall of Fame induction, and that's Larry Walker.
Yes. Yep. I haven't seen him, and I would love to have him for a home run derby in this stadium.
I'm glad you
Um,
mentioned home run in this stadium because the year he won the home run derby, it was in this stadium.
yes, it was. He was also a member of the Rockies World Series winning team.
Yep.
Um,
One of my favorite players to just watch at bat.
there's two other batters that I absolutely loved for their batting. One more so for their stance, but he was a consistent hitter in Julio Franco. Never a
Yep.
big power guy. And Ruben Sierra, who both played for the Rangers, who my bitter rivals, but I absolutely loved them.
Another batter that maybe he is in this game, but I haven't looked again, is Joe Carter.
Yeah, I haven't seen him or Robbie Alomar.
Roberto Alomar. A lot of people seem to sleep on him, but don't, because he was a beast at the bat.
He was the player that I can compare probably most to him now is the Astros' Jose Altuve for their diminutive size, but they can hit and they can hit
Yeah,
for power.
100% agree. Anytime, like, actually, it was during the All-Star break that I was doing here earlier, uh, or yesterday. There was a part where because my player's a third baseman,
Right,
and I had to do a part of my road to the show against him, and I knew when I seen him coming at bat, I'm like, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
right,
And I literally was. My reaction time to him getting the bat off on a ground ball to my position, I was not fast enough to go and catch him.
right.
Okay, Babe Ruth, I've gotten better with you, but you're still not good enough.
Right. And I have seen people use him in this stadium. And it's come up,
Hmm.
and you're looking at the side, and it's like 560 feet for the home run. And I'm like, where in the hell did they hit it to?
They hit it out to I don't know. There were times where I thought it was going to get like almost 500 feet.
Right. All right. I want you to give me a stadium.
Okay, well, I've been thinking about it, but Wrigley Field.
You want to do Wrigley? I can do Wrigley.
Yeah.
Not my favorite stadium, but I can do Wrigley.
Well, we were talking about stadiums featured in movies. Wrigley Field has been featured in quite a number of baseball movies.
Yes, it has.
It was in Rookie of the Year. It was in what the hell was uh, a League of Their Own. Um, I want to say it wasn't in Major League. Was it in Major League? It
I
probably
don't remember.
it might have been. Oh no, wait, that was about the Cleveland Indians. So no, it might have been unless if they had a scene where they played the Cubs.
Trying to remember if it was in Angels in the outfield.
It probably was, but I guarantee you, Angel Stadium was featured more in that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, Vladdy Senior's in this game. Cool. Oh, there's Larry Walker. I'm going to play as him.
All right, there you go.
He's probably way weaker than Yordan Alvarez, but well, it's Larry Walker. You can't deny him.
No, no, you can't.
Oh, they're equal in power, actually. I got so happy
Now
when I
I've got
saw
to get
when I,
used. Now I've got to get used to batting on the left side of the plate again.
see. That's the beauty for me. When I actually played ball, I was a switch hitter,
Right.
so I have no problems adjusting to either side. Larry Walker has the stance that I wanted my Road to the Show character to have.
And the funny thing is you've got to watch if you go to If you go too high, you'll either drop it in front of the wall or foul it off. So you want almost that straight line or the perfect arc.
Yeah, just like I just did, actually. Oh, line drive.
You and me both.
Um, One of the beauties about these games, it's the little things I notice especially in this game when you're playing at Wrigley Field, especially if you get drafted by the Cubs and Road to the Show, or if you're going through the season mode as a GM with the Cubs, you see the green in the ivy on Wrigley Field progress throughout the
Right,
season. So you see it start off at the beginning of the season. There's no green; it's all, sticks and whatever. But
right.
as the season progresses, you see the green get greener and greener, and that's friggin' cool. I might have to look for the stance that Larry Walker has here, because this is honestly, it's my preferred stance at the bat.
Right,
Right now, I've got like a stance the similar stance that Roberto Alomar would have had.
right.
That crouch down kind of stance he used to do.
I think you might have me on this one, Best.
Oh, Wrigley's well, I was telling you the other day years ago when I got drafted to Chicago Cubs in the show 19, I think I was. I
Right.
I played with them for like 6 seasons, so I kind of know this stadium.
Yep.
My goal has always been to try and get it in the stands across the street. I've always wanted to visit Wrigley Field too, and I've always wanted to check out those stands across the street, but I've actually
Right.
looked into the cost of that. It's fucking expensive.
The
It's cheaper to get the seats in the stadium than it is to get the stadium seats across the street.
yeah. The one stadium, two stadiums that I would love to actually visit, and one is in a city that I cannot stand their sports teams, but I would love to go to Pittsburgh and go to PNC Park
I think that'd be cool. I would
because
also.
if you're out on the water,
Mhm.
you can catch the ball. Same thing in San Fran. I'd love to go out into McCubby Cove.
Stadium I would love to visit, and it also comes from a city of teams that I'm not too fond of, but I want to go to Fenway.
Right. Well, I mean, we had that talk of, what stadium or what arena would you like to visit? And it
Hmm.
doesn't have to be your team. And I mean,
Yeah,
I've said I'd love to go to Boston Garden. I'd love to go to Buffalo, Chicago, and check out those atmospheres.
yeah, and the reason I want to do Fenway and I want to go to Wrigley as well. Did I win?
You did not.
Huh?
Apparently, I won somehow.
What was our score?
15-14.
Oh, geez, I wasn't even paying attention. I was just swinging, just swinging for the
Yeah,
fences.
I came back because I was hitting like garbage time.
Yeah, I saw that you started hitting good when I was hitting garbage,
Yep.
but I'm so happy to see Larry Walker in the game. That just makes me giddy.
Yep. All right. I'll let you do the invite for the next one because I will be one moment.
Yep. All right, so right now I am looking around because we were curious about another player. Okay, he's not here because he would have played around Larry Walker's time. Maybe he's in here. Oh, there's Cal Ripken, Craig Biggio. Oh, there's Wade Boggs. Oh, Ozzie Smith. There's a lot of great players in this game. Mike Piazza. He would not be in here because, Ralph Kiner, Johnny Bench, Roberto Clemente, Honus Wagner. Oh, John Donaldson. I was going to say, why is Josh Donaldson in Groundbreakers? But no, the Groundbreakers team is basically your group of guys that paved the way for white baseball players. Like we're looking at Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron. Maybe I'm not seeing it, but there's one glaring omission from this team. Oh, there he is. Jackie Robinson is in here. But we're going to go ahead and go to Beasts because OMD had asked me to pick the next arena, and because we were just talking about it, we're going to play at Fenway. Play with friends. So this is how the invite stuff works. OMD should now be getting the thing. He's muted.
I am getting it. Well, if we're going to go to Fenway,
I picked a player who knows Fenway like the back of his hand, so.
Okay. Well, let's make it interesting. Oh, and ironically enough, there is Danny Jansen in the home run derby lineup for Boston.
Yeah. Former Blue Jay.
Yes, he is. Okay. So
Speaking of former Blue Jays, big news coming out of Kevin Biggio's camp again. He's been traded yet again this season.
a third time?
Yep.
Where did he go now?
Give me a second here. Because I kind of feel bad for the guy for getting traded around like he has. But give me a second here while I look it up here. But I saw it on TSN. Oh, he's yeah, he's going to Atlanta.
Wow. So from the Dodgers to the Giants and now to the Braves.
Yep. And he's actually going to get to play on the Braves. Because when he went to the Giants, he was sent to their minors. There you are. Pete Alonso, interesting choice.
Yes, I think it's time to try somebody new. I thought he had a little bit higher power because I've also seen people crush home runs with this guy in Colorado. So I want to see how I can do.
Let's see how he does against Big Poppy. Now, of course, as should everyone's goal be when you're doing home runs, at Fenway, get it over the monster.
Yep.
And of course, first at bat, I get it over the monster.
You do. I completely missed my pitch.
I fouled that one, so I fouled that one too.
I line drove it.
And I basically, if nobody's out in the outfield to catch it, I hit a triple.
Yeah.
If you're playing like in franchise mode, you get it and you manage to get the ball into that little corner there. That's a
Yep.
very easy triple.
It is. I have a correction to make because last night I had said I hit a triple with my second slowest guy on the team last night. No, I found two others that were actually slower. And I actually have the current Dodgers third baseman as my backup third baseman right now on Houston in my franchise in Max Muncy.
That's not a bad get, really.
No. There's the green monster shot.
So
over the
okay.
monster.
So I've got a question for you regarding franchise because I haven't dug into it yet. Can you create an expansion team?
I've never really looked into it. I don't believe so, though. It's not like it's EA. I'm not sure, though. I can look into that and let you know tomorrow. Or even later tonight.
Because that's the one thing I'd be interested in doing is creating an expansion team. Unfortunately, in the PS4 version of MLB The Show, the creator arena thing isn't there.
Right.
But at least I've got the PS4, PS5 version, so that when I actually switch over to PS5, I'll be able to have that option.
Right.
This stadium, in theory, too, should be easy to hit home runs in, but at the same time, it really isn't.
No, it's not.
It's only because the monster makes the field look so short, but if you're going to hit out to right field, that's where your trouble's going to be. As I hit out to right field.
Yep.
With a bomb.
The pesky pole.
So I've told you in the past what my first baseball game I ever played was, which was actually the black box NES version of just straight baseball. What was yours?
I have to go with RBI baseball on the NES.
That's one series I wanted to get on the NES. I eventually did get RBI. I got RBI 94 on Sega Genesis, and that's where I fell in love with playing baseball video games.
I had stopped playing baseball games at one point, but I absolutely got back into them when on the original Xbox they had Inside Pitch.
Oh yeah, I remember that game.
And I loved that game.
See, for me, when it comes to baseball here, RBI 94 was the first one I officially ever owned. The second baseball game I ever bought was MLB The Show 06. That shows you how good RBI 94 was, that I didn't need to buy a baseball game for 12 years.
Yep. But yeah, after Inside Pitch, and I think I had it for 2 years running. Maybe I just bought the one and kept playing. And that was back in the days of Roy Oswalt and Roger Clemens pitching for the Astros.
Yeah.
Um, I just kept going with it because it was fun. But I was also, I had just about every hockey game imaginable that came out with EA, NHL 2K. So I was playing anything and everything that way that I could.
Yeah. Now, see, for me, I didn't own like every NHL game because, again, I got NHL 94 for Christmas, and I didn't buy another NHL game till NHL 2001. However, on the opposite side, I rented NHL games uh, between now and then. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I got NHL Breakaway 98 on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, no, I used to have them from, I
Or
think, probably
N64, I mean.
95 on. I had them annually
Mm-hmm.
until NHL 21. And then, as you know, my thoughts on those, the 22, 23, and 24 are the three worst EA NHL games that I've ever attempted to play. So I've just sort of written them off.
For now.
So, but we are at that roughly 1 hour mark, my friend.
Yeah. I was gonna say squeeze in one more, but I didn't realize just how fast the time actually goes.
Yeah.
Um, 58 minutes in. Let's do them socials.
All right.
Starting with you, who now has the longest social list here.
Well, I'm going to let the people read that because there will be there will be one change coming to it. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You can now get me at my link tree, linktr.ee/OMD show.
All right, and you can also find me at my link tree. This is so weird seeing a short social for me. But mine is also lanktr.ee/Chris_best83. You know what? Why don't because we are under the Boar's Nest affiliation with this show as well. What do you say we give out the link to the Boar's Nest as well?
I think we do it. And you can catch us tomorrow night right here on YouTube at Bubba OMD when the Boar's Nest returns with Bubba Duke, and on Twitch at Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke.
All right, and on that note,
in the immortal words, before you even ask, in the immortal words of our fearless leader Carl Carafel, ladies and gentlemen, the world is a scary place. Take care of each other. From all of us here at the Boar's Nest, Turnbuckle Studios, and CBRS Entertainment, good night, good luck, we out.